In 1978, Austria's legendary striker Hans Krankl helped his country qualify for their first World Cup finals in 20 years.
Back then, we had a national team that was sensational. We played really well in the qualifiers and finally made it to the World Cup in Argentina.
Drawn in a tough first-round group with Spain, Sweden and Brazil, the Austrians managed to qualify for the second round, thanks to winning goals from Krankl in their first 2 matches.
300 nations didn't believe that Austria would ever make it through the first round, and our opponents thought that they would walk all over us and win easily. But it turned out very different. If you told young people today what happened, they wouldn't believe you. We beat Spain 2-1 in our first match in the Sarsfield Stadium in Buenos Aires in front of 47,000 fans.
Spanisch sprechende Menschen, die alle zu Spanien geholfen haben.
Then we beat Sweden 1-0 in our second match, where Sweden were favourites to win. And we lost our third game against Brazil 1-0 because we were really tired and not used to it all.
In the second round group, Austria lost to the Netherlands and Italy before facing West Germany in a match that Austrians fondly refer to as the Miracle of Cordoba.
As a national team, we were better than the German side. But at the time, the German team had a lot of internal conflict amongst themselves. They didn't play well at the World Cup, and in this game, we were much better than the Germans. But at the time, we didn't understand the impact that this win, my goals, and the team would have on people. All of that came later. But in that moment, the moment of joy when I scored the goal, I was just happy that I'd scored.
In dem Glücksgefühl, wo du das Tor schießt.
It was only much later that it became clear to us that this was our first win over our big brother in 49 years. Our big brother that used to look down on us. It was great. It was a big win, and it was a piece of Austrian football history, which was very positive. Nothing more, nothing less, as I always say.
Österreichische Fußballgeschichte, sehr, sehr positiv, nicht mehr, nicht weniger, das habe ich immer gesagt.
After scoring 4 goals in Argentina, Krankl spent 2 seasons with Barcelona, where he scored 64 goals in 88 games. So his hopes were high leading up to the 1982 World Cup in Spain.
Das hat nicht geklappt mit der Kameradschaft.
1982 didn't go so well. The camaraderie and our connection with the coach didn't work out. I think if we had the right coach back in 1982, maybe we could have achieved even more than 1978. But we weren't able to play as well as we did in 78.
Austria won 2 group games before losing 1-0 to West Germany. Both teams qualified, but Krankl wants to put the record straight about the result.
We knew that even if we lost, we'd still qualify. The Germans had to beat us because they were beneath us in the group. They knew they had to beat us. Of course, Rubeš scored a goal after about 20 minutes, and after that, it went out of our hands. It was horrible, but it wasn't arranged. It really wasn't arranged, and you can believe me when I say if I'd had a chance to score, I would have. But sadly, I didn't have any chances in that game.
Austria were knocked out in the second stage. 3 years later, Krankl retired. And today he's devoted to his other passion, music.
The band Monty Beton play all the time, but occasionally they have concerts with me involved, and it just works. Many people have asked me if I'm doing this because I can't play football anymore. But I tell them I still play football. I have for nearly 30 years now. But music was always my second interest next to football. I'm not just a singer in the band. I've also collected so much music through my life. I've studied music and I've listened to jazz since I was 22. As a footballer, you need a healthy dose of nervousness, and you need that as a musician too. But the moment I sing the first note and the crowd sing with me, that's the best moment. And the fans even applaud you the same way they do when you score a goal.